Oh! So what's happening out here in the garage tonight, and I'm building a snowboard box. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while. My buddy's got a place over in Roslyn where we can build a snowboard park. I've been talking about it forever. We built some stuff in the past, but it was always kind of weak. So I'm gonna build a legit box, 2 8-foot boxes, 16 feet long total. So we can join them together, we can stack them, we can make different kind of features and angles and all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna figure out a way to lock them together. But for now, I'm just building the boxes. They're framed up. This is the first one. So I'm building 2 long frames. These are 8 feet long. I made it 23 inches tall. It'll be about 24 with the ply and the HDPE plastic on the top. These little boxes are gonna go in the center here. I made some sweet plans, check them out. These are my super sweet plans. Right here, that's the first draft there. Here's some ideas, some measurements, some bad math, some ideas about the joining. This is the actual frame part. So if you want to pause it here to see what I did though, this is the 8-foot boards with 23-inch 2x4s between each one's 32 inches apart. And then this is the box in the center, 16 inches wide. I was gonna make this little cool cube thingy, but it got too complicated, so I just made this 6 inches, 6 inches, and then these are 23. So that's the plan. We're building it, and then next weekend we're gonna shred it if it works out. So box number 1 underway. So tool check for what you'll need for this job. You'll need a drill. I almost suggest 2 of them, so you can have one that has a drill bit in it to drill your pilot holes, and then one to have your star bit. I also suggest you get a really long one. That way you can tap the insides of them. You're gonna need that once you join things together. Couple clamps. Gonna need big ones because you got to join all these 2x4s, so the bigger the better. I'm using a circular saw. Any saw would work, but this is what I got, and a circular saw is great for cutting 2x4s and for cutting plywood. So that's the tools. You'll need 2.5 inches to join all these boards together, the 2x4s and the 2x3s. I'm using let's see here. I got a 4-inch screw I'm using, 1 1/4 screws for the plywood. And I got a 4-inch screw in here somewhere, right here. And I'm using these 4s to join all the frame together. So we'll get to that in a little bit, almost to the frame, but that's what tools you're gonna need. So I'm creating these boxes. This is the inner frame. So if we look here, that's this box here on the inside that I used to join the 2 outside pieces. So this is just a box. There's 4 of them in each box. And there's a 6-inch template and a 23-inch template. So the long ones are 23, the centers are 6. The goal is to make the box 2 feet tall. You add the 3-inch, the 23s to right here, add 3-inch ply, add plastic. It's just under 24, 2 feet, but I wanted to make it at least 2 feet so I could settle in the snow. And then I wanted to make it high enough so you could do tricks off the end. I'm trying to make this as versatile as possible. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is just 2x3. I wanted to use 2x2s, but the hardware store didn't really have anything that I liked. So I went with the 2x3. It's making it a little bit heavier. I think you can actually cut these down and make things smaller if you want it not to be as heavy. In the end, this thing's going to be a pretty heavy box, but that'll maybe also help it keep from moving and stuff like that. So 2x3, pretty straightforward. That's what these inner boxes are made of. So, as with any woodworking project, measure twice, cut once. So these are 23 inches. I am using a template board, but I do want to double check each time before I cut because you don't want to waste any wood. Make this as cheap as possible by not making bad cuts. When operating power tools, always wear your safety goggles. All right, and I think that's it, because the other one's my 10-foot board. So we are done with the boxes. So these outside boxes, the big long ones, are basically 8-foot 2x4s with 4 braces in between them. Like that. This. Like I said, awkwardly on the floor, just because I'm trying to demonstrate with you the base here. And then these are 32 inches apart. So 32 to there, 32 to there. That divides this into 4 sections. 3 sections. Sorry. Not doing math here. Doing woodworking, which is sometimes the same. So yes, it's basically just a box. These are 20 inches. So each one of these center braces are 20 inches. That makes that 23 inches tall, which gets you that almost 2 feet tall. So yeah, so there we are. So when you're building this, you want it to be as square as possible. I'm really eyeballing it. You could get super sciencey. I guess I could take my square here and actually square it up if I wanted to like really make sure it was square. But I'm kind of eyeballing it. It's good enough. This isn't rocket science, so I'm not really trying to be too technical, but I'm going to drill pilot holes into each one of these because they splinter a little bit. The last thing I want to do is screw up the 2x4s, so takes a little more time, but in the long run, it'll really help you out and keep you from fucking it up. So that's my job, is trying not to mess this up. So now I'm gonna drill some holes. I'm gonna tap this one, then I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna measure these two 32 inches apart, tap those 2 ones in, and then I'll flip it up square and drop the top on. So like I noted earlier, I'm putting these center braces 32 inches apart. I'll put one right there. I'll do that like that. And I go to 64, and do that one like that, that one like that. And then I'll do the same thing to the top board, and that will make sure they line up correctly. So, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but when you got all your pieces cut, just pre-drill the holes. Like, I've built all these frames, I built this whole box, awkwardly like drilling a hole, putting a bit in, that's ridiculous. I could just drill them all at once. Basically, I want to do this over here so I can hold on to them. Just boom, boom. You want pilot holes in these 2x3s because you will split them if not. And you just got to be near the end. Doesn't really matter. And you don't have to actually go all the way through too. You just need to get them started. Alright, so the box is built. I'm just going to put the plywood on the outside. I can probably just measure it, but it's actually easier just to line it up and clamp it to the side of the box. I just got a cut line in there. I'm going to take the circular saw over there, run it down the end, and then we're going to do the other side. And the box will be framed up, boxed up, ready to go, ready for sanding and painting. So we're at the final stage. Both boxes are built. Tonight we're just painting them. Tomorrow morning we put the plastic on the top. I got the sheeting right over here. But yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. We painted last night, nice pink. And we're doing some stencils on the side. Once we do the stencils, put the plastic on, and we're gonna be all done. All right, so we're in the final stages here. I got the plastic on, it's secured up. Now I'm just mounting it up. So I'm using a countersink bit to make all the holes kind of flat, because the last thing I wanna do is be catching these screws. Countersink, screw in these beautiful white screws. Boom, and she's done. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of, I do a little bit of filler in here. Just drilling holes and popping her in. It's pretty much the most exciting part. All right, so I've countersunk all the screws. I did them about 12 inches apart. I might have been able to do them tighter, but I wanna do less screws just in case they back out, but I'm gonna use this advanced silicone right here and fill the tops of each hole. So hopefully you'll never notice them. Just gonna put a little dab in each one, and then I'm gonna come back with my finger and flatten it out. So we're almost done. I'm just taking the sander and rounding off some of the edges because the plastic's pretty sharp right here. So I'm just rounding this, and this one had a little bit of an overhang, so I just kind of sanded it down. And then we're gonna finish painting the other side, and we're pretty much done. So a little bit of sanding. Boxes are loaded up. Today's the day. We're about to go shred these suckers. Super excited. Let's get out to the bunker. So one of the reasons I wanted to make 2 boxes was to do different configurations. Right now we're doing the double wide, so it's 4 feet wide, so you can do some flat spins on the box. First session with the boxes was super awesome. Really stoked on it. I think, man, this, I've never had fresh park feature maybe, but it's so smooth, it's super nice. I don't know if I made them a little bit too tall. I might have made them a little bit too tall. We put right up to them today, but you know, I think eventually do jumps, and we did them double wide today. I built them really to make it 16 feet long, but since we were trying to learn some things today, and we just kept it short just to figure it out. But super stoked. It worked out great. Only thing I might have done different, put Trex on the very bottom of it, so when it sits in the snow, it probably doesn't rot as quick. What else? I mean, pretty much kept it the same. What do you think, Imogen?
Board slide.
Yeah, she learned board slides today. So she learned board slides today. That was one of the reasons we wanted to build them, so she could learn to board slide. I got a blindside 180. Kind of bailed the landing 3 times, but the landing has potholes and it's all messed up. So I'm gonna say that's not my fault. I'm gonna say I stuck it. I'm gonna cut that out of the video. You'll never even know. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed how to build the best box, easy. And we can't wait to shred this more at the bunker. We'll be building a whole bunch of park features hopefully out here across the rest of the winter, just depending on if it keeps snowing. So we got a pretty good base here right now, so should be pretty good. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Oh! Oh, 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 oh.